Alright, geometry, we're asked, is this a right triangle? It certainly looks like it. Certainly looks like we write the little right angle symbol in there, but we don't believe the pictures. We want to know for sure. We trust the numbers. So what do we have to do? We have to take a squared plus b squared equals c squared and see if these numbers work out to the left side of the equal sign matches the right side. If they do, it's a yes, it's a right triangle, everybody's happy. So, where is the letter C? If you can find the letter C, you know where everything goes. Crossing the right angle, the hypotenuse, that's your C. After that, A and B don't matter because plus sign, you can turn around the plus sign all day. It doesn't matter which one I pick for A, you pick for A. It's all going to work out the same way. So let's put these numbers in here. For A, it's going to have the square root of 3, but then we square it, and then I'm going to add, instead of B, I'm going to write the square root of 5, and then we square it. Squared is equal to my letter C here, which is 2 root 2, and we square it. This all works out. If I work out all the math on the left side and the right side, it's the same number. The answer is yes, it's a right triangle. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't match, we say no. How do we do this? This is a pattern we need to know. The square root of 3 squared is simply 3. The square root of 5 squared is simply 5. Over here, what's happening? It's best to imagine we're squaring the 2. 2 squared is 4. And we're squaring the square root of 2, which is 2. And we multiply those. So this is asking you, is 3 plus 5, that's equal to 8. Is that the same number as 4 times 2? 8. It is. We would say yes, this is a right triangle. What else might we be asked to do? We might be asked if it's no, if it's not a right triangle, then what is it? Is it acute or is it obtuse? Let's see. Where's our hypotenuse? Where's our letter C? It's right there. The right angle always points to the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is always the longest side of the triangle, but sometimes it's hard to tell. You don't know if what's this 8 root 2, is that bigger or smaller than 12? That's kind of a tough little problem without a calculator to work out. So when we use these radical numbers, these square roots, we kind of lose the sense of how big is this number right here. I know it's bigger than 8, but how much bigger? Alright, so let's work this out. A squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Doesn't matter what we choose for a, so I'm just going to put 4 squared plus 8 root 2 squared. 8 root 2, square the whole thing, squared, and that's equal to 12 squared. We got to figure this out. So 4 times 4, that's 16. No problem there. If you had trouble with the last one, here's another one of these radical numbers squared, and we can figure this out. We think 8 squared is 64. The square root of 2 squared is 2. So over here we get 16 plus 64 times 2, that's 128. And I need to know if that's equal to 12 squared. That is 144. Now I know these two aren't equal here. When I add all this, well, I guess they are going to be equal. 16 plus 128 is 144, which is equal to 144. I thought I picked a problem where it turns out they weren't equal, but in this case you have a right triangle. That's okay. The rest of it works like this. If you were to get this symbol between there, then you would have the hypotenuse is smaller than the sum of the two legs, in which case you would have an acute triangle. If you were to get this symbol, that means the hypotenuse is greater than the sum of the two legs, the squares, then you would have an obtuse triangle.